Hey, fellow babies, welcome back to Pachter Factor Live. I'm talking fast. On SIFTD.net, we appreciate all of our Patreon patrons' patronage. That's a triple P alliteration. And we appreciate our YouTube subscribers. If you are doing either of those, you are getting this pretty close to real time. If you are doing those things or not, either way, please try to remember to link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch Prime account. If you do that, then Shane gets paid by Amazon. It's free. It costs you nothing. You're already paying for Amazon Prime. It's like feeling pity for them when you order groceries and they spend money to get those to you. So it's been a big week of news. So I want to talk about Microsoft raising the price on consoles and accessories for Xbox, and also kind of tie into what does GTA's delay mean for the industry, because we sell fewer consoles. Microsoft raised price. It's pretty clear they did so because of tariffs. And I think the sad thing is, this is a U.S. thing, so prices shouldn't go up anywhere but in the U.S. Sony raised prices kind of outside the U.S. I think that you're getting console manufacturers to try to, to spread the cost of Trump's tariffs to everybody. And Microsoft just raised the price by whatever, $80 on $100, I guess, on their consoles. The sad thing is, I think that what Amazon proposed to do that Trump hated is what everybody should do, which is say, look, and Nintendo, by the way, is doing exactly what Amazon said they do and change their minds. Hey, our Switch is $449, and when you end up paying $500, that's because the tariff is $50. Like, they're going to make it very clear. And whether they break that out or not, they're going to put $449 out of the box. Microsoft's going the other way. They're raising price across the board to anticipate the tariffs. I think what's interesting is if tariffs go away to the cut price, I kind of think they will, but I think it's a mistake to raise price at higher prices. And in fairness to Microsoft, the price increase is because it costs them more to make the console, period. They're going to spend, let's say, $300 on a console made in China. They're going to bring it here, and they're going to have to pay, a $400 tariff to bring it into the United States. So even if it comes from Vietnam or Japan or someplace else, there are components coming from China. So they're paying hundreds of dollars more. And when they raise the price by $80, they're probably taking a bath. Tariffs are bad. If you don't like them, write your congressman, call your senator, no matter where you live. The Senate just voted not to take this power away from Trump, and the vote is a one-vote majority. Call your senator and tell them to vote the other way. Anyway, I think that, part of this whole tariff noise, which is not why GTA was delayed, but I think GTA is kind of avoiding the tariff noise. GTA was going to drive console sales. Like, I literally have a sales guy who doesn't have a next-gen console, and he plays games on PC, and he called me up yesterday, before the delay. Which should I buy, Xbox or PlayStation, because I want to have a console to play GTA? And I was telling him to wait 6 months or a year and play it on PC, but he's like, no, I want to buy a console. And then he goes, will I be able to get a console, with the price be prohibitive? I said, buy a used one. Point is that, yes, at least 10 million people who don't have a console yet are going to think about which console to buy to play GTA. And that is going to happen in 2026, not in 2025. So it is going to impact console sales globally, period. Microsoft raised price into that. That's going to impact console sales. Sony raised price in Europe and Canada. I think that's going to impact their ability to sell consoles. Tariffs are bad. GTA not coming is bad. So yeah, we're going to have a year in 2025 for hardware. It's going to be a terrible year, offset by the Switch 2, which is going to sell out. Remember, Switch 2 had 2.2 million pre-orders in Japan. Let me just tell you, Japan is 20% of total demand, and these are people who put themselves on a wait list for the lottery for the first week release. That means that globally there are 11 million people who will buy a Switch day one, and they don't have 11 million units. They're going to have 3. So, that is great. That thing's going to be sold out. Tariffs be damned, it doesn't matter. People want to play the Switch too. So I think this is going to be a pretty crappy hardware year. Nintendo's going to sell, 10, 15 million Switch 2s, but Sony's going to sell fewer PS5s because the price went up. Microsoft's going to sell a lot fewer Xbox Series, because the price went up. And as long as we have tariffs, that's going to persist. So let's hope that the Rockstar guys got themselves past tariff madness. Congress, in fairness to your senator that you haven't called yet, the majority leader in the Senate, John Thune, said, we're going to give Trump some rope and some leeway to see if his tariff plans work and end up improving the economy. They won't work. I'm not wrong. I'm always right. They're a disaster and they're going to crater the economy. And so since Thune has kind of boxed himself in now with that statement, as soon as the economy starts to crater, Senate's going to vote to take the emergency powers away from Trump, and he's going to lose, and we won't have tariffs anymore. When that happens, console prices are going to come down, sales are going to go up, the economy's going to rip, people are going to have jobs. In the meantime, count on nothing that comes from China being on shelves starting around end of June. Like, forget it. Imagine, like, if you buy Barbie dolls, they're actually made in China. TVs are made in Mexico, believe it or not. But you know, most products like tennis shoes, China. Consumer electronics, you know, mice, China. You're not going to be able to get anything. And Christmas, the shelves are going to be bare. So trust me, we are not going to get to Christmas before Congress grows a set and decides they have to take this power away from Trump. He doesn't have the power to impose tariffs. That's something Congress has. It's in the Constitution. But they're the ones who have to tell him this is not your power. So is it going to be a crap year for games? Yes, because console prices are going up due to tariffs. You don't have GTA. I can't think of anything, this giant game coming out this year. Borderlands. I mean, nothing that's like, you know, a 20 million unit seller. So yeah, it's going to be a crap year for hardware, a crap year for software, great year for Nintendo. I can't wait to play the Switch 2. I'm not a big Mario Kart guy. Boy, am I going to play Breath of the Wild. I didn't buy it for the Switch. I'm going to buy a remaster for the Switch too. Like, I think that sounds really fun. That's it. I really appreciate any of you who are Patreon patrons or YouTube subscribers. You are keeping Shane, you know, supplied with macaroni and cheese so he can stay alive and live to do another one of these. If you are doing those things or not, please try to remember to link your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch Prime account. You've got to redo that once a month. If you haven't done it in a while, please check the instructions in the show description below and get your accounts linked. If you do that, it's free for you. You've already paid for Amazon Prime. Amazon pays Shane $2.50 a month every time you link that. Another ka-ching to Shane. So stick it to Amazon. They need it. They don't need your money. They've already got your money. Have them share some of your money with Shane. It's a freebie. You're helping us out. And again, if you're a patron or a subscriber, we very much appreciate that.